I feel like we as a society, we need to start taking mental health more seriously, because mental health issues is slowly taking away our very, very bright and young Ghanaian citizens who would much rather live strong, beautiful, progressive lives, if not for the fact that their mental health issues are getting the best of them. Now, just over the past weekend, we lost another young man to mental health struggles. He went by the name Godfred Akomaning, aka Immortal Legend. He was a level 400 Petroleum Engineering student at UENR and 2025 winner of the Ghana University's Debate Championship. He committed suicide after ingesting weed aside. Sometimes when I see stories like this, I always wonder what is going through their heads that is making them feel like suicide is the only option. Taking their lives is the only other option they have. This young man, I'm sure he lived with his parents, because he's a young man. He's not at the age where he'll be living on his own, having his own job. He was still a student. You understand? Level 400 he's still a student. He's now even about to enter the world. So what at all could be bothering him to the extent that he chose to take his own life? He looked around and he said, okay, taking my own life right now is the best possible solution for me. And I feel like we in Ghana, especially when it comes to our parents, grandparents, like the older generation, they don't take mental health struggles seriously. If you tell your parents you are, depressed and things, they don't even believe you. They'll not start telling you about their own struggles, and you're not serious. What do you mean you're depressed? They are giving you food to eat. You have a roof over your head. They are paying your school fees. They are giving you money. What do you mean you're depressed? Like, they don't take these things seriously. It doesn't need to get to the point where somebody has to take their own life because they don't have anybody to talk to about their struggles. Sometimes universities have guidance and counseling units. You go and a therapist is not even around. These institutions are supposed to be there to help the youth in case the youth cannot go to their parents. Do you understand? This boy was in university. Obviously, they should have some sort of facility that's supposed to be helping these students going through these types of things. And I'm sure because he was intelligent, nobody even suspected that he'd be going through things like this. But it can happen to anybody. These mental health things, it doesn't pick and choose the slowest child or the most ugliest child or something. It can affect the most beautiful young lady, the most handsome young man, the most educated, the most intelligent. It doesn't pick favorites. You don't know what somebody is going through. And it's quite sad that we don't even have any form of institution that we can go to when we are having these struggles. Because to be honest, our parents, they are not me. They're not going to be my first choice. And they're definitely not going to be the first choice of any youth that I know. Because parents just don't get it. They don't get it because some don't even believe that depression is a thing. They don't believe in mental health issues, depression, anxiety cry the bobo. You can't even describe anxiety to a Ghanaian parent. They will not understand. They don't get it. Do you get it? And most of these people that are depressed, they are the most vibrant people you will meet. If you meet them in real life, they are very, very outgoing. They are very energetic. But deep down, you don't know what they are going through. They are very, very depressed because you have to be a certain level of depressed to decide that taking your life is going to be the solution. No? And this guy, apparently there were signs. If we go back to his last post that he made on social media, I'm sure people who just read it and just took it as one of those normal things, like, oh, it was just one of those things people post. But the way I'm looking at it, it seems like it was a cry for help. He posted something in a group chat that signaled that he intended to commit suicide, but many people did not notice. You get it? I think somebody posted something in the group chat and then he said, I agree with you. My point is simple. The stress, the pain, and the harsh moments are more predominant and outweigh these momentary happy moments and enjoyment. This doesn't disagree with happiness. It just points out the absolute harm outweigh the good times and weary humans down. Death, on the other hand, gives absolute rest with oblivion because nothing exists for you. You are just safe from pain. And this is so painful to read because now we know he's no longer with us. Like, what kind of pain could this boy have possibly been going through? And how come nobody saw that this was a cry for help and reached out to him? I think we need more education on these mental health issues because before the authorities or whoever is supposed to help us can come in, we the peers, sometimes we should be able to pick up these signs. Sometimes on social media, somebody will post, they post funny TikToks all the time and we would think they are funny, but these are things that people have actually experienced. I saw one TikTok one time where it was like, when your depressed friend texts you, I love you at 2 a.m., And in the TikTok, the person's like dressing and rushing to go to the friend. Some people know the signs. They know the signs of mental health. They know the signs of mental struggles, depression, anxiety. So they know how to help their peers, even if they suspect that your friend is going through this. Because some people, they are not so vocal about it. This guy was actually quite vocal. He even mentioned death, talking about how it's absolute and you are just safe from pain. He was actually very, expressive when it came to these things. Like, he fully understood what he was going to do, what he wanted out of this entire situation. Some people are not that forthcoming. Do you get it? Everything that they are thinking is in their head. They don't even come and post anything for you to even get an inkling. And like I said, most of them, they are the most happiest person you will meet. You will never know that they are depressed. You never know that they are going through these things. So I feel like we as peers, even if we don't have authorities that will come in and try and help these people that are struggling, we should learn the signs. Do you get it? If your friend is going through something, you should be able to detect it. I know the world is hard. We are all going through our own struggles. But if you have a friend that you care about, you should be, checking up on them, seeing if they're okay, try and hang out with them once in a while. Life will forever be busy. Work will always be there. But if one day you wake up and you hear that your best friend or one of your closest friends has, taking their own life in the middle of the night, you're going to feel bad because you think, oh, maybe you could have done something to help. Maybe the last time you spoke to them, you could have spoken to them longer, or giving them some kind of advice or something to get them out of it, or at least make them feel like they are not alone. So I feel like we need to prevent these things by actually reaching out to our friends. You might not be able to prevent it fully, but maybe you might help them to live long enough to try and figure out their issues. Because what I know about depression is that for most people, they don't really see a way out. All they see is the problem they are trying to run away from. They don't really see that, maybe there might be a solution, or maybe depression, the issue that they are struggling with might not even be all that big. Because this guy that took his life like this, he's very intelligent. He just won a championship. Like, all these things are not pointing to somebody who should be wanting to take his life at all. If anything, he should be happy. He should be very, very happy. He should be proud of himself. Level 400, UENR, Petroleum Engineering. That's not cheap. That's not small. Consider he's very, very intelligent. Do you get it? So this shouldn't even be pointed to somebody who will be willingly, attempting and even succeeding at taking his own life. At all. But that's what I said. Like, it can happen to anybody. So if you have friends, try and check up on them. Do you get, especially those people that they like to leave cryptic messages and things of that nature? Because before the authorities will come in, sometimes even before their parents will notice anything, you, their friend, you notice it first because you are closer to them. Do you get it? Because personally, I wouldn't want to wake up and then find out a friend of mine has committed suicide. So I always try and check on my friends, even those who seem like they are having a blast and they're having a good time. Sometimes when I've not heard from them in a while, I'll check up. So I feel like we all need to do that because parents don't get it. And when it comes to the authorities or any type of system or community in place that's supposed to help us with these things, those people are like the last resort. Do you get it? They're the last resort. For after you've already indicated these things in your friend, then you can suggest it to your friend that, you can go here for help, you can go here, you can encourage them. Do you get it? But before it gets to that, we, the peers, I feel like we have to step in and check in on our friends. So even coming back to talk about this particular young man who lost his life, from what I told you guys, he's very intelligent. Okay, Petroleum Engineering student, level 400. So I can already imagine the kind of pressure he's under, to perform. Because level 400 Petroleum Engineering, it sounds very tough for me. When I went to uni, I didn't even do engineering. I can only imagine. I don't even like math. So for him to be in level 400, I can already imagine the pressure on this poor boy. I don't know what kind of family background he has, but I can just imagine educational pressure will probably not be easy. Do you get it? It will not be easy. He's probably studying multiple hours in the day. He's cramming. He's stressing. I'm sure if he forgets something, he feel like it's the end of the world because so much is being expected of him. Do you get it? He also won a championship. When it comes to these championships, how much they have to cram, how much they have to prep and study. They don't study like regular people. They don't even eat at the regular times that they are supposed to eat. Most of the time, they are studying most of the time. Because even when I was in SHS, when I see those who are studying for National Science and Maths quiz, they don't run on the same time that we regular students were running on. So you can already imagine, and it's in level 400, uni. Already there's pressure in uni. Imagine SHS crowd, there's pressure there. Talk less of uni. You get it? So I feel like all those things may be coupled with some childhood trauma. You don't know how he grew up. You don't know what kind of parents he has, what kind of family he comes from or where he lives. All these things of that nature. And it seems like he didn't really try and reach out to anybody as well. And I feel like that's actually associated with the stigma that comes with it. Like I told you guys before. The minute you mention I'm depressed, people don't take you seriously. Ghana, we don't take depression, anxiety, things of mental health issues. We don't take it seriously at all. And I feel like we need to start. Because one by one, these young people don't be taking their lives, because they feel like there's no other option. There's no other way out. These mental health issues, they have a way of really clouding your judgment. You can't really see the lights at the end of the tunnel. All you see is darkness. All you see is that, okay, let me just end it all. And one by one, they'll be doing that. One by one, they'll be doing that because who will willingly take Weedicide? I'm sure it doesn't even, Weedicide doesn't even smell good. So for somebody to ingest it, then to say, watra, like where the mind has reached, nothing was going to stop him in that moment, which is very, very sad. You get, it's very, very sad. And you can even see the sadness in the comment section. Someone was like, Charlie, sometimes man for just loosen up and cry. We can't fight silent battles at a certain stage. That's very true. Many people are fighting silent battles. And men, they say, oh, Bemen. And he's a young man. So I'm sure he just felt like, oh, let me just carry on. Doesn't matter what's happening, let me just carry on. But these things, they pile up to a point where you don't even recognize who you are anymore. Do you get it? Another commenter is saying, another bright young student is gone. This is becoming far too common in our schools. Many students are learning in environments that are academically demanding but emotionally barren. They are expected to absorb stress quietly. They are expected to fear lecturers more than approach them. Elsewhere, a student can email a professor, explain they are unwell, and get an exam rescheduled. Counseling exists, support exists. Faculty are more approachable. We cannot keep pretending these things are unrelated. We need early support systems for students in distress and academic environments that are rigorous without being dehumanizing. May he rest in peace. And that's very, very true when it comes to Ghana. It's like they feel when you're a young person, your only job is to study. That's what they feel like. Your only job is to study. They don't care what you are going through as long as you are getting good grades. That's all that matters to people. But hey, education, learning constantly every single day is very, very mentally taxing. Do you get it? It's very, very stressful. That's why some of the most brilliant minds in the world, they are claimed to have lost their mind. Hey, imagine doing petroleum engineering. I don't even know what kind of things this boy was studying in school, but it couldn't have been easy. Do you get it? It couldn't have been easy. So I feel like all these things point to it. And I like the point that the person made. You get it? They are expected to absorb stress quietly. Like no matter what is stressing you, you are just supposed to be fine. Which doesn't work that way. Do you get it? It doesn't work that way. And there's nobody to call. You can't talk to a professor. You can't tell somebody that, oh, you are stressed, so you can't write an exam. You will be penalized. It's like you have to push your issues aside just to, prioritize your education. But to be honest, that pales in comparison to human life. The person is gone now. Who cares what kind of education the person had? The person can utilize it. He's gone. So I feel like we need to preserve the human life more than any type of education that we want to give these people. Another commenter says, we don't take mental health seriously enough here in Ghana, which is true. People are suffering in silence every single day, smiling outside by breaking inside, with no one to talk to and no help in sight. It's painful to see. It is painful to see, and this young man might not even be the last. He will not be the last because there's no help in sight. Like I said, there are no institutions. There's no helpline to call. In other countries, I'm sure abroad, they have all these helplines. They have therapies. Sometimes when you Google something online, there are therapists. They'll give you a message if they even feel like your search is anything related to suicide or taking your own life. You will see a message pop up that if you need help, call this number. How many of those do we have in Ghana? And how many of those numbers even go through? Even police cars, sometimes you call, they don't answer. Even fire service, sometimes you call, they don't answer. How much more mental health institutions? And all these things are equally important. Do you get it? Because they are all supposed to be protecting our lives as citizens. You can't prioritize one and leave the other. That's how we have situations like this happening. Yeah. Let me wrap up. Yeah. So I feel like with these things happening, it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call for we Ghanaians. You get it? Check on your friends. Even if you can't do anything, seek help for them. The government, put something in place. We can't keep losing people to mental health issues that we can easily put structures in place for. Do you get it? A therapist here and there, counseling units here and there. It can really go a long way. Sometimes some people just want to be heard. All it takes is just one conversation to change their mind, to make them see that, oh no, all hope is not lost. You are very accomplished. You're a young man. You've achieved this and that. Maybe it can even cheer the person up to realize that there's more to live for. Do you get it? All these things, I feel like it can go a long way to help so we can prevent these things from constantly happening. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section. If you are personally struggling, let us know how you are dealing with it in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been Karen Jacqueline right here on Where They Go On at Charley Studios.